I'm in a big situation, a big predicament with my faith and what's happening right now. Because I'm dealing in a situation where I need God to really tell me what to do, because I want to fire back at this guy, because this guy doesn't have what I have as much as far as forgiveness. And the only reason I went at him the second time when he said that is because he wouldn't stop. He's made his whole career off not stopping making fun of people or something. So it won't stop. The shots will constantly just keep coming in. And if he's allowed to just nonstop take shots and make money off it for himself, I don't understand why that's fair. Like, that I'm a Christian, so I'd have to look past it and stuff like that. You know, it's easy for all the other Christians to say that because they're not the ones that are getting bashed by him. They're not the ones being dragged through the mud by him. So it'd be easy for you to say, leave him out of it. But what if you could do something about it? He started talking about your real life family. You were a YouTuber or something like that. And he started talking about your real life mom. But it was nasty and everything like that. So, like, how good would you be able to handle it? And he wouldn't stop your whole career. He wouldn't stop even if you didn't have a career and you left, he would keep going and keep making fun of funny things about you and trying to knock you about it. So the question really is, as a Christian, what do you do in this situation? Do you let someone just keep beating you up whenever they feel like it because people give them a stage for that and I don't get to have one? Or do you just say, forget this guy and go back at him, whether negative or not? Because I believe in Jesus, and I believe that I put my interest in wanting to get to God more than wanting to win any battle, competition, fight, anything. I put wanting to get to God, number one on my list is getting to heaven and loving God throughout the rest of my existence. So that means that a competition to me does not equal like what I really want, because it's not what I really want. But the thing is, it's like this, you know what I'm saying? What if there's some guy saying, like, how many followers did Jesus have when Jesus was around? When he was around, not after. So this is what I'm saying. Some guy, he said, turn the other cheek. What if some guy talking the exact opposite of him, saying and making the exact opposite points about him, was on the earth, and he said, yeah, I got 10 mil. You only got this. It'd be more than what Christ had, right? At the time, not what would eventually happen, because it was God. They were willing to do anything for him. They were willing to love him and understand it took us a while to understand what everything really meant. I don't think everyone understood it in his life, but that's what I'm saying. If Jesus had all these crowds, imagine if he came around now and he's like, I'm going to try to do the same thing I did. Even if he was invincible, there's still going to be guys that he would have to deal with in a way or another that, we're going to wait for that in Judgment Day. That's why I said I want God to settle all disagreements. I don't want to disagree with a Muslim or a Buddhist or a different type of Christian when I want God to be able to settle these. And I think that he does settle what's right and what's true. But I can't really say the same if it's just in the context of somebody who just dogs and disses and is mean to people. Like, what made me question, do I just go back at him again? And I need the Lord's guidance on this. I need some sort of sign from this guy. God has shown me signs before that I haven't even talked about on here. I have seen things that I'm never even going to bring up probably, but yeah, I know there's God for a fact. So, like, getting to him is, like, number one for me. But if he shows me something like, don't get in this fight, or just stay out of it and let him talk his way till as long. But this is the thing. He'll keep rapping till he's 70 years old and just keep talking about it and keep bringing it up. Like, you know what it's like? Okay, memes go away, but this guy is like a guy who makes you a meme and doesn't stop. One thing that got to me that he said was about my skin. I have bad skin. But that's the thing. He wouldn't say anything about black skin. He wouldn't say anything. This is why I think that, look, seriously. It's because the industry has none of us in it. I'm telling you, when it comes down to skin, if you have really bad acne or anything wrong, then if you've had it in your past and you have scars from it or anything, how many superstars have you ever seen with that? I know of two. Seal and Lawrence Fishburne, who had kind of bad acne, but he still has the scars from it. That's it. There might be more. So what I'm saying is that's the hardest. When your skin's like that, you can be overweight, you can be black, you can be anything. But when your skin's like that, I think you have the hardest chance. I have red skin, bro. It's not white skin. It's red skin. It's white in some places because I am a Caucasian, but it's mostly red. I have no idea where it's from. No one in my family had acne. Not bad. None of my grandmothers. It's not from nothing. It has to be from something so long ago. And I even made a point of saying like it could go back to like Queen Elizabeth because, well, I mean, she might have inherited it from something, and then they inherited it from something, and then she passed it on to someone, and she passed it on to someone, and I don't know, because her and Mary were cousins. That's who I'm related to, Mary, and then King James. So that's part of my relation. So I'm thinking, did it come from there? Because it didn't come from any of my Irish side. Like, none of the Irish people I've ever seen. Even in photographs. I've seen photographs of my family from the 1800s and stuff. Like, when they first had photographs. There was nobody. Nobody with it. You should have seen some of these pictures, man. They were some G's. But yeah, I out of that, you know what I'm saying? It's just how nasty he was about the skin. Like, I've heard the most racist thing ever said about another person to me about skin, and when he said that, I kind of like was like, all right, yeah, I don't care. I'm used to it my whole life, but at the same time, I'm not. I'm gonna get back at him for stuff he has. Like, and that's what I'm praying to God for, if this is even something I should do or not, because I have something and it's not bad, and I could hit him with it, but at the same time, like, I know what God might look at me like, oh, and people who are coming in won't understand what's happening. I'm trying to get people to God, not to me. That's my job. My job, what I want to do with my life is get people to God, not to me. I don't want to be popular. I just want God to be popular. And he is. So that means a lot of people, and I don't want to overtake people in positions like on YouTube that like Mike, like John, like Alan Parr, like even Father Mike Schmitz. I think there's people that Vadi Bachman. There's just so many guys that I listen to that I wouldn't want to take their place. I wouldn't want anyone to take their place if they could sing or do anything, because I think that the platform needs to be for those type of intelligent men. By John, I mean the What Do You Meme, and by Mike, I mean Pastor Mike, who's out in California. He has a big following. And then, of course, Isaiah. I'm not going to forget Isaiah, who's casted out demons and really has. I need to see this guy. And there's just all types of guys that I like listen to talk. And Ruslan, of course. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons. One of the reasons I made the song about. This all started almost with Ruslan for me, because that's when I started paying attention to what they were saying about Christians. And whenever he won that debate with the one homie, I saw someone come at him and come at Christianity. And then I was like, you can't come at Ruslan like that. You can't come at Christianity like that. So I just started, like, it kind of hyped me up a little bit whenever they tried him. I'm new. Remember, I don't want to be a false teacher. I don't really want to be a teacher of things until I got a complete grasp. I wouldn't mind being like, I feel like I'm like a commercial. Like, someone might want to listen to one God song and then they move on to the people that I said. That's why I said it was always like passing the ball, because they just move on to the new information, and maybe the hymn song will, like, you know, make them feel better on their journey as they keep surfing for God. Which is the only reason I really do it. I do it for myself, really, because I feel like I like, he says to sing praise. It's one thing that you can do. You don't have to, but there's one thing you can do, and that's what I like doing. That's where we get into it again, because if I'm someone who wants to sing his praise all the time, how would I fight? Even if it was an enemy of his, how would I fight the enemy? But even Michael has a sword, man, and a sword might be a pretty vicious thing to have, and it's on fire. So I know even the most kindest, strongest, most loyal to God has to have some sort of defense to protect. So that's the way I feel about it sometimes, that I might have to go in this because I got into it and I wish I never did, and it's too late, and he crosses lines, and it's just frustrating because it's not frustrating because of him, it's frustrating because of all the people that like him. Like me getting death threats, or the real reason I quit putting anything on Facebook, people putting up pictures of just the middle finger up at me. And those are supposed to be my friends on Facebook. They don't know. Or like some guy I know who loved him so much, he decided to make a diss song. Like all the fans, like I've grown up with some people, and they tried to diss me because they are in love with him. And they're men, which is scary. But that's what it does. That's what it could drive people crazy. If you're fascinated over someone and it's not God, if you're focused on something everyone does and you look at them like they are a god, which everyone's done that, you know what I mean? Like, and you're basically going to be like that, then there's going to be problems with you and God eventually, but right now you're going to win in the world because, we're supposed to reject the world, and I want to reject the world. I want to be someone who can do that, and I want to be someone who does what's right for God. So I'm going to keep on praying, and then I don't know, I might wait to go to sleep on this, and then I just went back and heard a whole bunch of stuff, so I don't even know the new stuff. They bleep a lot out, so I'm not allowed to hear everything, so there's some stuff I would love to know because I can rebuttal whatever, but it's fine. Like, that's why I'm saying it's cheap, but we'll see. I'm going to keep praying on it to see if I can make any replies to what this guy said about me, and if I should.